Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson again, and we are going to continue our studies. This time we're talking about slopes, so let's get into it. Here we have a skater, and he's starting here at this spot, and he wants to skate up this ramp and end up at this spot. So we want to find out how the ramp will help him go up and over to get to the end. So how many boxes would you say he goes up? If we stay on the blue lines, he would go up one box. And how many boxes does he go across to get over? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. And he would end up at the end right there. So he went up and across. Here we have a skater. He's going down this time, starting from here down the ramp, and going to end up here. So how many boxes does he go up? But he doesn't go up, he's going down this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember, we stay on the blue lines. So 4 down, and how many across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he went down 4 and 5 across. So he ended up at the end. So that's how we're going to deal with slope. So slope is the steepness that a line has. It's the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change in distance of 2 points. The symbol for slope is the letter M. M is how many boxes we go up, over, across. We also call it the rise over run, or the change in the vertical axis points, the y coordinates, which is the y second point minus the y the first point. We'll find out what that changes. Over the run, how many points it goes across from the x second coordinate to the first coordinate. That will equal our slope. So we're going to deal with basically two slopes when you're going up the ramp. So that's called the positive slope because it's going up. There's another slope that goes down when you go down the ramp, and that's called the negative slope, going down. There's a third slope which is going straight across, and that's called the zero slope. We'll talk about that later. So let's find the slope of line segment AB. So A is way down here at this point, and B is at this point. So we want to go up and across. So let's see how many boxes you need to go up. So let's count. So let's grab point A, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points up. So let's make a note of that we went up 6. So 6 up. Now let's continue going across to get to point B. So let's see how many we go over. So let's grab our point, move that out of the way. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's 8 points across. So let's make a note of that. 8 across. So our slope is going to be 6 over 8. And that can be equal to, if we reduce it, to 3 over 4. So when we go up, and let's get our line tool. So let me get a line tool. Let's get a nice line. So I'm going to draw a line going, oh, did I get my line tool? Split. And let me get my line tool. All right. I'm going to draw a line going up 6 boxes. And I stop there. Then I go across 8 boxes, and I end up there. Now the 3/4, if we get our point, so let's get our point. Let me see. get my cursor back, select, and grab that point again, point A, and show you what that 3/4 means. That means you can go up 3 boxes, so 1, 2, 3, and over 4 boxes to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And notice how we land right there on that point. So let's select tool, and let's get a line tool and mark that up. So up 3 we went, and over, and landed right on that line. So that went up 3. So let me get my select tool. All right. And choose a different color. Up 3 and over 4. So the vertical change was 3, 4. But where is that getting us? So let's go back to our dot, because we're right here on this y-axis, and we're going to talk about that spot later on. I'm going to go up 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And over 4 more. 1, 2, 3. And look, I'm right on the B spot. And let's get my line tool. So select, get my line tool, my purple line. So I did another 3 up. 1, 2, 3. And then 4 over, and I ended up again at the same spot, but in smaller increments. So 3 up and 4 over. So you get to the same spot, but smaller steps. So the slope, which we have as letter M, is 6 over 8, or 3/4. So you can find your slope by counting your steps going up and across. So let's look at another one. Oh, point slope formula. The point slope formula is for when you have 2 points or 2 coordinates, and you can find the slope that way. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x2 and y1, x2 and y2, that's the coordinate b, because it's a second point, a subscript. x1 and y1 is the first coordinate, so that's all the 1 indicates. It's not an exponent, it's a subscript that indicates which pointed value it is, the first or the second coordinate. So here's an example. If our first coordinate A is for x2, x1 is -2, and y1 is value 3, and our B coordinate, x2, the second coordinate, is 0, and y2 is 2, we can substitute this into our formula. The difference between the y coordinates. Now let me tell you, it doesn't make a difference which one you want to call the first point or the second point. It's up to you, because you're still going to get the same answer, and we'll try that and I'll show you. So I'm going to call this my y2, which is the value of 2, and then I'm going to minus my y1 value. And that's going to be my change in the values of the y coordinates. That's going to be over, and let me get my line tool to draw a little line, the black one. Okay, and that's going to be over my x tool, my x point, which is my x2, which is value of 0, minus my x1 coordinate. And here's my x1 coordinate. And notice it's -2. So I'll need to put a set of parentheses around there. So let's get some parentheses and put it around there. So that way you won't mix up the minus sign from the negative sign. So we get 2 minus 3 is -1. And remember, keep, change. That's how I got -1. Over 0 minus -2. So keep, change. And that'll give me +2. So this is my slope, -1 over 2, -1/2. Now I said you could use the points arbitrarily, so it's just a matter of you picking the first point, which one you want to be the first point, and which one you want to be the second point. So I used this one, this y2, but I'm going to take this time and make it reverse. So I'm going to make this the point 2, and I'm going to subtract the y, the other value, which was the second one. This one was the second one, so now I'm making that the first one. And I'll have 3 minus 2. So notice these are backwards. And let me get my line. Select. And now let me get my values of my coordinates. So I started with this one because this was my first coordinate before, so I'm now making it my second coordinate. So now let me make this my second coordinate. So let me drag this over and put my negative sign there. And so that was my second coordinate. So let me get my first coordinate, which is 0. And now let's do the subtraction. So I got 3 minus 2 equals 1. 0 minus, I'm sorry, -2 minus nothing is just -2. So I get the same fraction. Notice the negative sign is up there, so I can put it up there if I want to, or in the middle or on the bottom. So I still get the same value. So the slope is equal to -1/2. So here's a a problem for you to try. Here's your point, -3, 3a, and here's your point, b, 2, -1. So see if you can find the slope. Now I notice it's facing down, so it's going to be a negative value or a negative slope. So that's because we're always standing on the left side of the line and looking to the right. So I can count going from A to B, so count 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes down, and move over to the right. So let me just write down how many boxes I went. So 4 down, and down we know is negative, so keep that in mind. So now let's count over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 boxes across. And now I got my slope. So my slope should be negative, because I went down, it's a negative slope, 4/5. Now you could use the formula to get your answer as well. So let's see. Whereas I picked this one to be 0.2, So 3 minus -1, so I subtract my y coordinates. 3 minus -1. Remember, keep, change, change. 3 plus 1. And then I had to subtract my x coordinates. -3 minus 2. -3 minus 2. Remember, keep, change, change. So it'll be -3 plus -2. Gives me -4/5. And again, I can put the negative at the bottom, at the top, or in the middle of my fraction. So I still get the same slope. So I hope you enjoyed the program. Here's a problem for you to find the slope of this line segment AB. Here's another one. Find the slope. It's down there at that point. So you can count or use your formula. I hope you use the formula. I hope you understood what we did and that you got something out of the video. So next time we'll do more. So this is Dr. Robinson signing off. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.